Hey there, it's Joseph, and welcome back to the YouTube channel dedicated to San Miguel de Allende's secrets. Today we're going to be talking about parades and processions and some recent changes that have been happening here in town. As always, if you need more information in the descriptive box below, there are links to various websites, including one to Amazon.com, that has all 11 of the best-selling books in the San Miguel de Allende's Secrets book series for sale. Parades and processions are making a comeback in San Miguel de Allende following the virus years. Like all living organisms, each have their own personalities, and no two are exactly the same. Following Dia de Locos, our largest celebration and biggest tourism day of the year, it's time to take a closer look on why that is. First off, though, let's have a bit of wordplay. A parade is a civic event. For example, like kindergartners dressed as flowers on the first day of spring, or tanks rolling down the street on Constitution Day. A procession is a faith-based event. It's A-OK to cross in front of a parade, but not a procession. If you do, you'll be tracked down and humiliated in the street for having crossed in front of God. Processions came back to town on St. Joseph's Day in mid-March, which makes sense. Joseph is the most powerful saint, nearly every man's first name, though most go by their middle name, and the model for Mexican male masculinity since the conquest. Joseph's processions were both numerous and brief. The recent procession for Dia de Locos I tend to avoid participating in. It is unique in that there is a definite us, the participants, versus them, the spectators, kind of vibe. Security is tight, with locos grouped and roped into by group, and then additional barriers separate spectators from coming onto the street in a candy-induced frenzy. Once, before Dia de Locos procession I was in started, I had to piddle and pondered leaving the spot to use the bathroom in the nearby cemetery. Just then a lad beside me did something wrong, and he was immediately tackled by a cop, and that was quickly joined by a dozen other police officers, including some on horses, and yanked away. It was then I realized I'd rather bust a kidney than step out of line, either literally or figuratively. Last Thursday was Corpus Christi, a more solemn procession that I normally carry a candle atop a tall pole for. This year my instructions were to keep in line with the float carrying the communion wafer, the star of the day you can see behind me in the picture there. No problem, I've done this before. I graduated with a 4.0. I'm sure I can follow these instructions. I could not follow those instructions. Immediately upon descending the steps of the parochia, the crowds pushed in like a tidal wave. In a matter of seconds, I was a football field behind my assigned spot, as were other luminaries behind me. The coordinator was furious, signaling us to get to our spots. Granted, I tower over the crowd, but what did he want us to do? Step on people's heads to get back into place? Eventually, we got back to our assigned spots, but I've never seen spectators so aggressive, and that includes Candy Star people on Dia de Locos. Maybe being housebound for so long did a number on some assertiveness, in terms of people watching. Granted, I'm used to the news reporters pushing and jabbing me to get to where they want to film and get it. That is their job. I'm also used to my fellow foreigners with a camera that tend to be equal parts aggressive and oblivious to what's going on around them. YouTube teams with these folks. However, this year was different. Yes, reporters, but no foreigners, as Corpus Christi is a bit too spiritual for most. It was the Mexican pilgrims that normally follow the host around Centro from the sidelines that needed to be closer. Again, perhaps a result of the virus years, resulting in many requiring some extra heavenly help. Something to keep in mind the next time you view a procession or parade. Each is unique and uniquely tied to the crowd watching. As always, feel free to click like and subscribe, and you'll be notified as new videos as they come out here on the San Miguel de Allende's Secrets YouTube channel.